I'm Jordan, and today I'm going to interview my husband, Edwin. He is currently in Poland right now. That's where he's from. I'm in the US. We do a bit of long distance, even though we've been married for almost 5 years. That is just kind of our life right now. We travel a lot for work. We don't have a home base currently. But yeah, a lot of people think our relationship is super unconventional, which it is. They always ask about it. They're always intrigued about it. They're like, oh, I could never do long distance like that. But in reality, right now, it's just what works for us. I'm pretty proud of us for making it work for so long and still having this thriving relationship. It's not been easy, but it's been so worth it. We both have our own dreams and goals that we've supported each other in throughout the course of over 5 years. And yeah, now our dreams and goals are slowly changing in order to be with each other more often. So I just thought I'd interview him to give a little more insight on our relationship and let people get to know him a little bit more. Hey, hubby.
Hey, my love.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Thanks for chatting with me today.
Of course, with pleasure, as always.
So I just kind of wanted to do a little interview style video with you because I want people to get to know Edwin a little bit more because I think you're
Sure.
such an interesting and passionate and positive person. And yeah,
Thanks so much. I hope so.
I also just wanted to kind of do this because I feel like people are so intrigued by our relationship, and it's just not the norm to see a married couple doing long distance for a majority of the time. So yeah, we've been married for almost 5 years.
Yes, almost 5 years. That's correct.
5 years in January, and we've still been kind of on and off long distance, but hopefully not for too much longer. You
Yeah.
know, people always ask us, like, where do we live? You being from Poland and me being from the US, and we really never have an answer for that, but hopefully soon we do. Why don't you discuss how we met?
Of course, we met on the cruise ship. So we both work on the cruise ship and we met there. And the first time that I remember that we talked was one of the parties that it's organized for the crew members on board. The next day, I was planning to do one of my adventures because I love to travel and I love to do some adventures for viewpoints, for kayaking, hiking, and things like that. And I was just offering people that they can join me. And not sure how, but you joined the conversation and you show the interest that you like to join. And just look at you like that from up to down. I was 100% sure you will not join me because you will be full night like party mode, where my plan was going to the bed soon to be ready because my plan was sharp at 6 in the morning leave. And to my surprise, in the morning, I saw you on the gangway. And I have a chance to start meeting you and having conversation with you. And we become the first real good friends to finish with relation and marriage.
So we met on the cruise ship, and on cruise ships I feel like time goes by so quickly, so like your kind of concept of time gets sped up, especially in relationships. Like one day is kind of equal to like a week in the real world. Like you get to know this person so quickly, and I feel like that's almost a good thing because you start to learn quickly if you're going to get along with this person or if this is going to last.
Super interesting environment that make that much faster relations, friendships, and everything because you are stuck in the small. They are big ships for the ships, but in general, like it's like a small area that you are working together, that you are resting together, that you are in the cabin, that it's a tiny place. And if you don't get along together, it's really fast popping up and issues there.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about how you got started on cruise ships. Why did you want to work on cruise ships?
Okay, so my first passion since I was young was figure skating. Another passion was traveling. And when I was slowly getting to the end of my sports career, I heard from former coaches, from some friends, that it's possible to perform, get paid for that, and travel at the same moment. So kind of bingo, like everything in once. Like one of my friends recommended me a ships as an option because you can go, each day you are stopping in the different port. You have opportunity to see so many different places and meet so many interesting people. And then you don't have to worry about the accommodation, food, and any other options. So I thought, why not give a shot? Like just have the opportunity to travel and still perform and get paid for that. So
So you're an ice skater. How was
yes.
your career, your ice skating career before you joined ships?
I started skating when I was 6, and when I was young, my parents tried to bring me to the different activities, but for some reason, I was not interested in any of them. And the only thing that I asked my parents to keep bringing me was figure skating. Who knows why, but that's what little me wanted. And I reached the level that I represent my country on the junior level. On some competition, I've been in the national team as a junior. And slowly going to the senior levels, I start having some injuries. Luckily, not super serious, but the way to keep going with that was performing.
Did you go to college in Poland and what did you study?
Yes, I went to college and I study university and I study management and engineer production.
Okay, and when did you learn English? Did you take English lessons in school or did that happen after school?
Yes, since young age we have in the school mandatory English, but to be honest, the most what give me was start using during the work when I've been on the ships.
So you didn't become like 100% comfortable with it until you kind of started using it in real life.
Yeah, that's correct.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, like how hard it is to learn another language and then just be thrown into the environment where you have to use it day to day and just how uncomfortable that is. But you did a really good job with it. And yeah. Let's get into the little differences between the US and Poland because I feel like that topic comes up a lot especially when I tell people, like, oh, my husband's from Poland, and they're like, oh, isn't it cold there? And I'm like, no, it's pretty much like Ohio. They have all seasons. So, what do you think about that when people think Poland's like Siberia or something?
No, it's completely not Siberia, for sure. Of course, depends from which state you are. There might be some differences because your country is much bigger than mine. But comparing exactly to Ohio is pretty similar. You are getting just a little later cold, but basically it's pretty the same.
Okay, another difference in Poland is the last names and how last names work. So I recently blew up TikTok. One of my videos went viral because I mentioned how the women usually have a little bit of a different last name than the men, even though to you guys it's not different, but kind of to me it's different. It's just usually a one letter difference. So your last name is Shivkowski, and if I were to change my last name, it would be Shivkowska. But if we were ever to move back over to the States, I don't know if that would be weird if I would have like a little bit of a different last name. So I've kind of been trying to decide what I should change my last name to. And TikTok just went crazy in the comment section of this video. So can you kind of describe why that is? Why are the last names just a little bit different? And what do you think I should do?
First of all, the difference is just most of the feminine words in Polish language finish with the letter A, and that's what is happening with the surname. A lot of them have the endings for the female with the A, so Siwkowski, Siwkowska. Answering your second question, I'm leaving that up to you, how you feel comfortable with that. And you can choose and be Siwkowski, and I will be fine with that. You can choose to be Siwkowska, and I will be fine with that. And you can choose to have combined Gasser Siwkowski, Gasser Siwkowska. Like all options, they are not bothering me really.
So, one topic that comes up a lot between us, especially over our trip that we just took, I feel like it was a lot of hiking conversation, was what you prefer kind of in Poland and what you prefer in the US. So, for example, food. You definitely prefer food in Poland and Europe in general, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I do too. Just the quality is just next level. But what are some other things that you prefer in Poland or the US?
I prefer the cemeteries, how they are looking in US, at least this one that I visit. They are more modest, the same like churches. I think you are more concentrating on the memory of the dead people instead of building the monuments, that it's spending money instead of using this money on people in needs, for example. I prefer customer service in US as well. So when you're going to the grocery store, usually of course, it's not always, depends of the day, probably of the servant, but usually you have person that is smiling, welcoming you, asking how are you doing, and sending this positive vibe. When I will say in Poland, people, they are more reserved and they will not so much approach to you and will be not so much smiling and giggling and asking you. American people, usually they are more energetic, they're more enthusiastic. When you'll do something, they
The
will be
audience.
screaming, they will be clapping. Where Polish people, they, again, they are more reserved and you need to do much more to prove that they will start clapping and appreciating. And even if so, they will be less energetic. So going back now to, again, to some things that I prefer in Poland. For example, I think we are in general more ecologically friendly. And it's something that I care, and I prefer also in Poland and in general in Europe transportation. You have much more options with the train, with the buses, that it's easier accessible. Where in US, I think a lot of people they are keep traveling with the cars. You have as well, but I think it's better developed in Poland and in Europe in general.
Okay. So how many countries have you been to?
Uh, if I could remember now on top of my head, 68.
And what are your top three favorite countries?
Top three. Let's go with Iceland, definitely. Then New Zealand and Greece.
And what are three countries that you want to visit next?
Uh, Switzerland. Then Patagonia is not the country, but it's in Chile and a little bit in Argentina, but it's the region that I really care. And the same, the third place will be Alaska, so one of the states of United States that I will love to see.
And Alaska, you're going to see soon, right?
Yes, in around half year. My next contract will be on Voyager, and I have this privilege that I will have amazing contracts repositioning from Australia through Hawaii to Alaska. So definitely amazing.
I'm coming to visit you in May. That's what's fun. I mean, yeah, we don't get to see each other every day, but I think the moments that we do are just extra special, and we get to kind of take these trips, and either you come visit me or me come visit you, and we kind of just go all out for these trips. We're making up for all those lost date nights and all those days that we didn't see each other. So I feel like those moments are extra special.
Yes, definitely. After not seeing the longest, we didn't see for 8 months once. It's definitely, I will say it's like on the ship. We are pretty intense and we are not losing the time.
And what advice do you have to people who are in a long distance relationship?
I will say I will compare that to the building house. You need to be honest and you need to trust your partner, and that's a fundament foundation. Yes. And then when you have that, you can keep building the next levels, walls, roofs, and everything, and be happy.
Yeah, I would say something that's helped me is just staying busy during those times apart and just finding those things that I enjoy or projects or hobbies or something that I can really focus on that kind of takes my mind away from missing you and stuff, and just staying busy definitely always helped me. Okay, let's do some fun ones. What is your idea of a perfect date?
Okay, so I will start with some activity during the day. After getting tired, getting ready for some nice dinner. And then after nice dinner, some good cocktail with a nice view, maybe for the city, maybe for some nature, and everything in the best company. And that's the perfect date.
Okay, and we travel a lot, so what is your idea kind of a perfect trip? Like, what do you like to do? Do you like to relax, or do you like to be active or explore or kind of stay in one place?
Okay, uh, I'm not the person that love relax all the time. I know it's important, and of course, time to time, I'm enjoying like some saunas and massage. But in general, I love to be active, see each single place, each single viewpoint, hike, bike, and go from place to place to see as much as possible in the time that I'm doing my adventure.
Yeah, we're pretty busy on all our trips, huh?
Yes, I will say quite a lot, and sometimes you have a good point to like a little slow down and give a rest because sometimes I'm forgetting about that.
Yeah, I'm the one that kind of adds that balance.
Yes.
That's all I have for you. Thank you for joining me for this little interview.
Thanks so much for having me and have a great rest of your day. And I miss you and love you so much, my love.
Love you too.
See you.